Hey guys, Jen Banks here with Bound to Bond Dog Training. I have Moon Pie with me here today. I decided to take a video to show you how to engage with your puppy. So if you have a new puppy, or this would even work for a brand new adult dog or an adult dog you maybe haven't done much with. I do a lot of these just quick, fun little games with my dogs to teach them that I'm fun. I start by teaching these in the house, and then I'll go in the yard and do it with the dog on leash. And then eventually I'll take them for a walk around the neighborhood and do these exercises, and ultimately in classes, in public, whatnot. Just teaching the dog that I'm more fun than other people and other dogs around us. So I've got Moon Pie here. I've got her breakfast in my pocket. Good girl. She's got a harness on. I like to work puppies on harnesses. She doesn't know how to walk on a loose leash, so I just let her pull on the harness. I'll move the camera in a second so you can see her a little better. I also have a sweater on her just because I want to get her used to wearing clothes, and this is a good time to do it because we're going to be moving really fast. She's going to be really interested in my food and not super interested in eating her sweater. So in a second, I'm going to move the camera so you can see her. So you're only going to see my legs and maybe my hands. But what I want you to notice is I'm just keeping this fun with her. I'm not using a whole lot of words. I have taught her name, so there will be times where I might say her name. But for the most part, I'm just teaching her to focus on me and be fed for it, follow me, etc. All right, let me move this camera so you can see us. See her. Oh, there she is. All right. So again, I'm going to actually drop her leash. The leash is on just in case, but I do have this, little feeding bowl here that I flipped upside down. I'm just teaching her to put her front feet on it. It's a nice way to teach puppies to be still. I'll use it later in obedience training, but it's also just a fun game for her to play. Okay, and I'll lure her onto the bed. Again, I'm not saying anything to her. If I wasn't talking to you right now, I wouldn't be saying much of anything. Okay, good girl. So we play these games back and forth. Okay, Moon Pie. Good girl. Good. Oh, good girl. Good. Again, just teaching her to follow me. Oh my goodness. Good. Let me see if I can turn her so you can see her face instead of her butt. What do you think? She's a little crazy. It took a while to teach her to be still, so I've been doing this for a few weeks now. When I first got her, I had to just teach her how to eat out of my hand. She didn't know how to do that. Okay. Other things I'll do with her is I'll lure her into some basic obedience, like sit, down, stand. But again, I'm not saying anything to her. I'm just kind of getting the behaviors. Because look, see how she's a little crazy? I don't want her to think sit means, come claw at my hands and then put your butt on the ground. I just want to teach her that when she puts her butt on the ground, she gets fed for it. So I do a ton of just luring for these behaviors. Right now I'm trying to get her to stand up. You knew it's a hard one, huh? Which I need to stand up for. And as you can see, she's a little crazy for her food. Yes, there you go. Good girl. We've been working on down a lot too, because I like a good down. So what I will do when she's just standing still, I like to feed for that. Good girl. And I do these little spins. Oh, wrong way. There you go. So I'll spin her one direction, and I'll spin her the other direction. And she is not very gentle when she's taking treats. So what I actually do as I'm working her, good girl, I have a handful of kibble in this hand. This hand is the hand I feed her with. So I drop a kibble in. Here, come here for a second. I drop a kibble in, and I actually hold it in my hand like that, and when she's gentle, I'll release it. And this is how I move her around. Good. So she's actually licking at my hand a whole bunch. Good. Some other things you can do. I'm almost out of kibble. She's got a tiny breakfast because she's tiny. Let's unwrap you here. Another thing you can do is throw a treat and have her chase it, pop, 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 and then call her back to you. So the first few times you do this, I wouldn't say the name. Pop, pop, pop. Good girl. Again, she's done it a whole bunch. that was her whole breakfast. She's done this a whole bunch, so I'm actually going to start saying her name, but I'll just teach her, hey, there's a treat. Moon pie. Yes, good girl. I might throw one the other way. Moon pie. Yes, good girl. And I can lure her back on here. Okay. And I can lure her over here. Good girl. Good. Okay. Excellent. So those are some of the fun, engaging things I do with her. I do this as often as possible with both her breakfast and her dinner. She does not eat lunch just because the breeder didn't feed her lunch, so neither do I. The middle of the day, I tend to try and do some games with toys and whatnot. Right now, she's not super interested in toys, and she probably has to go to the bathroom now. But it should be really quick. That was like, what am I gone, 5 minutes? That was an entire training session, and now I'm done. I'll take her outside, I'll get her some water, I'll give her something to chew on, but she should be pretty tired after that, so especially if you're finding that you're stuck inside, or your dog just doesn't have a ton to do, use their food to do this. They don't have to know anything, it should just be some fun games with you. I would love to see videos of you doing this with your dog or your puppy. Even things as simple as just having them follow you, that's a big step. To just teach your dog that following you is good. All right. Bye for now. Excuse you, did you burp?